Dear students, we discuss now the topic relation in mathematics. Here the topic is relations. A relation can be constructed between two non-empty sets. I can take here in point number 1, capital A is a non-empty set, capital B is also a non-empty set. So between these two non-empty sets, I want to first construct or define Cartesian product. See here, Cartesian product. So Cartesian product symbol is A cross B, we can write, and here we want to connect the elements of A to the elements of B, and hence we define here a set of pair of elements, that too ordered pair of elements. Here A comma B, if I write as A and B are 2 in number, we can say pair of elements, and A comma B we call ordered pair because such that A belongs to capital A, B belongs to capital B we take. Here we are following one order. The first element in the pair of elements must be from the first set capital A, and the second element B must be from the second set capital B. That's why we are calling it as an ordered pair of elements. So A cross B is the set of ordered pairs connecting the elements of A to elements of B, we can say. Here as an example, I will take capital A equals 1, 2, 3. Means A is containing 3 elements 1, 2, 3, and B has 2 elements, suppose A comma B. So here A cross B is defined as set of ordered pairs for A belongs to A and B belongs to B, and hence here in what manner we can form pairs. Taking first element of A, we can pair with A comma B both in B, and hence we can write here A cross B equals 1A, we can write, it is one ordered pair. Next 1 is connected to B also, it is one ordered pair. Next 2A we can write, 2B we can write, 3A we can write, 3B we can write. So like that, if you take A and B, you can find A cross B. A cross B will contain ordered pair of elements. And the next point here is number of elements or number of ordered pairs in the set A cross B. For that, I am taking here n of A equal to m and n of B equal to n. So A and B are respectively containing m elements and n elements respectively. In that case, what about n of A cross B? So we can apply here the simple technique. One element if you take in A, as in the example I took 1 and paired with each and every element of B, and hence 1A, 1B like that. As here A has m elements, among m elements, if you take any element in A, you can connect that element with each element of B. As there is nB equal to n, we can say one element in A implies n ways to form a pair. So one element is giving n ways to form a pair, but here m elements in A, and hence we can say m elements if you take in A implies the number of possible ordered pairs is m into n, we can write. So in total we can say n of A cross B will have m into n elements. So after knowing n of A cross B, the point 3 here is number of subsets of A cross B I want to find out. So subset, you know already, it is a part of given set. Here we are discussing A cross B and its subset, and hence from these mn elements how many types of subsets can be formed, and hence we think of here n of A cross B we have m into n. So among these mn, if you take empty set is subset of every set, and hence we can say one subset is containing no element because empty set contains no element. So there are mn C0 ways not containing any element, but that is a subset of A cross B we can take, and out of mn elements choose any one element, means we can say mn C1 we can write, that is the number of subsets containing exactly one element, or out of mn elements select any two. MnC2 is the number of S to form a subset containing two elements. It goes like that. MnC Mn if you write, that is the number of subsets containing all the elements. See here, while taking a part of A cross B that may contain no element subset, that may be a one element subset, or it may be two element subset, or it may be Mn element subset, and we can apply here to find the number of subsets of A cross B. Fundamental principle of counting for addition, because either the first part may happen or second part may happen or third part may happen like that, and hence MnC0 plus MnC1 plus here also plus and so on plus, it comes 2 power Mn we can write here. We must remember from binomial theorem, NC0 plus NC1 plus NC2 plus so on plus NCn equal to 2 power n. So using this formula, we found here n of number of subsets defined on A cross B. So we found here number of subsets of A cross B is how much? Number of subsets of A cross B is found 2 power Mn, where n of A equal to m and n of B equal to n. So like that we can find the number of subsets of A cross B. Now we define a relation. So we are defining a relation here. So relation is what? It is any subset of A cross B we can take. Any subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. So to identify or to understand the relation, I will take again as in previous case, let capital A has elements 1, 2, 3 and capital B contains the elements A comma B. So that we can find A cross B, it is 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B. So like that, by taking A comma B, we can find A cross B. From this, let us now find the different types of relations. We can see here different examples how to identify whether a given subset is a relation or not. See here, point number 1, I will take R1 I am taking. I want to take a subset of A cross B. R1 is containing 1 comma A and 2 comma B suppose. By definition of relation, it must be any subset of A cross B. I have taken here R1. If at all R1 is a relation, it must be taken from A cross B. That means R1 must be a subset of A cross B. We can check here. R1 has one ordered pair 1 comma A. 1 comma A is already there in A cross B, and even 2 comma B in R1 is already available in A cross B, and hence each of element of R1 is an element of A cross B. Therefore, R1 is a subset of A cross B. So R1 is a subset of A cross B implies R1 is a relation. Is a relation from A to B we can write. And as a point number 2, I will take R2. It is suppose 1A, 2B, some 3C I am writing. Already 1A comma 2B ordered pairs are there in R1 and they are available in R2 also, and hence no question of checking 1A and 2B. But if we come to 3C, that 3 comma C is an ordered pair, is taken in R2, but 3 comma C, it is not available here. We can say that 3 comma C is not in A cross B. Because of this 3 comma C not available in A cross B, we can say R2 is not a subset of A cross B. We can say here simply R2 is not a subset of A cross B. That implies R2 is not a relation from A to B. So like that we can identify whether a given set of ordered pairs is taken from A cross B or not. In this example, R1 is taken from A cross B, but R2 is not at all taken from A cross B because of the third ordered pair C, 3 comma C is taken in R2, which is not available in A cross B. Because of 3 comma C only, that R2 is not at all becoming a relation. And an example 3 we can take here, empty set. If you take phi is subset of any set, in particular phi is subset of A cross B. Empty set is a subset of any set. In discussion we are discussing A cross B, and hence phi is a subset of A cross B also, and hence we can say phi is a relation. If phi is a relation, we call this phi as wide relation, or we can say null relation. So like that we can identify whether a given set of ordered pairs is a relation or not by observing whether that is a subset of A cross B we can identify. And we can say as a fourth point here, just notation we are discussing, suppose A comma B is belonging to R, we are writing. Means A comma B belongs to R means A comma B are connected by the relation R. We can apply the symbol A or B we can write, and writing A or B or A comma B belongs to R, both have same meaning only. And here R is a relation from A to B, we are writing. If R is a relation from A to B, we can just apply the symbol R connects A and B is a relation we can write. So instead of writing R is a relation from A to B, in short we can write R A to B is a relation we can write. And here I want to find out the number of relations. So number of relations I want to discuss. To find the number of relations, first of all we must have A cross B, and hence we can take here n of A equal to m, n of B equal to n, so that n of A cross B equal to mn we can take. Now already we know number of subsets of A cross B is 2 power mn we know, and one more thing, each subset of A cross B is a relation. So any subset of A cross B is a relation, but the number of subsets in total for A cross B is 2 power mn, and hence we can conclude number of relations from A to B is 2 power mn we can write. So like that number of relations is 2 power mn, and here in the relation R A to B, we are taking here relation R from A to B. Suppose, what about this A means A we call domain of the relation, and B we call range of the relation. So A is domain and B is range of the relation, and we can take here suppose R from A to A only also, because A and B are two non-empty sets. It doesn't mean that A and B must be different, they may be sometimes same. So if B equal to A happens, R comes A to A only, in that case A is the domain, even A itself is a range also we can take. So R A to A if you take, when B equal to A, we can say in this case R is a relation defined on capital A we call. Now here if R is a relation defined on capital A means range and domain both are equal. In that case this formula becomes NA equal to M, NB equal to N we have taken when A and B are different, but in place of B we are taking A only, and hence M equal to N also we can write. We can see here number of relations defined on A is how much. So when number of relations defined on A is how much means here N of A how much. We are taking N of A equal to N, and the relation is defined on A means B equal to A we have, and hence the formula 2 power Mn in the case when M equal to N we can take, because B equal to A we have taken, and hence it comes 2 power N into N, or it is 2 power N square. So if Na equal to N, then the number of relations defined on A can be taken 2 power N square. Now here let us note down some points that I have discussed already. Point number 1, when Na equal to M, comma Nb equal to N, we got N of A cross B is Mn, the number of ordered pairs, and N of P of A cross B if I take. That P of A cross B means power set of A cross B. N of P of A cross B means a number of subsets of A cross B. It is found 2 power Mn, and the next case number of relations from A to B is also 2 power Mn, because every relation is a subset of A cross B. And in particular point number 2, if Na equal to N, then the number of relations defined on A, that only we have discussed here, is 2 power N square. Now one more point also we have here, point number 3, when R is defined from A to B means that A we are calling a domain and that B we call range. Here one more point we can think of, what about B cross A? N of A cross B equal to N of B cross A also we can write, because N of A cross B means the number of subsets of A cross B means M into N. M and N are integers, positive integers. So M into N equals even N into M also, and hence N of A cross B equal to N of B cross A we can write. Let us discuss here again regarding relations to set builder form. So relation can be one is roster form. Roster form means listing out all the ordered pairs in the relation, and the other is set builder form. So what is meant by set builder form is, here instead of listing out all the elements, we give a property in what manner the elements small a comma small b if you take, how that A is connected to B or how that B is connected to A, that we discuss in the set builder form. So let us discuss here the second version of expressing a relation. For that I will take here as an example, I am taking x and y are natural numbers. So if x and y are natural numbers, in what manner x and y are connected? That I am writing x comma y is belonging to R, means x and y are connected under the relation R. That only we can write implies and implied by x or y also we can write. So in which case we can say x and y are connected? I am giving a rule here, that is implies and implied by 2x plus y equal to 10 I am writing. So in this case, first I want to find the ordered pairs of relation, next I want to find out the domain of the relation, even range also. So let us write here y equal to, or we have, because of this we can write we have y equal to 10 minus 2x from this relation, and of course here x is a natural number, y is also natural number, and we can take now x equal to 1. Substitute x equal to 1 here. In that case, y equal to 10 minus 2 into 1, it is 8. And x equal to 2 implies y equal to 10 minus 2 into 2, it is 6. If x equal to 3, then y equal to 10 minus 2 into 3, it is 4. And x equal to 4 implies y equal to 10 minus 2 into 4, it is 2. Like that, by giving different values of x, we are getting different values of y. Let us take next value of x. If you take here x equal to 5, then y equal to 10 minus 2 into 5, it is 0. Now identify here, according to assumption, x and y must be natural numbers. So x is taking value 1, which is a positive integer or natural number. What about y? Y is found 8, it is also natural number, and hence we can accept the pair of elements 1 comma 8. 1 and 8 are connected under the relation defined 2x plus y equal to 10. Now x equal to 2 is also positive integer. The corresponding y is found 6. 6 is also natural number. So we can say 2 comma 6 are connected. Here 3 is connected to 4 because 4 is a natural number. 4 is connected to 2 because 2 is also natural number. But we come at last to x equal to 5. Even x equal to 5 is a positive integer, but y value is found to be 10. It is a not at all natural number. And hence we can say from x equal to 5 onwards, you may get y values negative also sometimes, but we are discussing only natural numbers or positive integers. And hence we can first form the pairs. In this case we got then x equal to 1, the corresponding pair y is 8, and hence we can say 1 comma 8 are connected under the relation 2x plus y equal to 10. Next 2 comma 6 are connected, we can write here. Next we can write here 3 is connected to 4. So 3 comma 4, and then 4 is connected to 2, we can write it is 4 comma 2. So only these 4 ordered pairs we got. We can define now the relation in set builder form given into roster form. It has 1 comma 8 ordered pair, 2 comma 6 ordered pair, 3 comma 4 ordered pair, 4 comma 2 ordered pair. See here, this first version we call set builder form, and the second version we got roster form. Now from this roster form, we can identify the domain and the range. See, domain of relation or domain of capital R is. Domain by definition, it must be x value, that must be a natural number under the condition 2x plus y equal to 10, because here 2x plus y equal to 10 is a rule connecting x and y. And not only that, y is also a natural number. So we can say simply in these ordered pairs, pick up first element 1, again first element 1, 4. We can say it is 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 1, 2, 3, 4 will form domain of the relation. And if you go for range, so we can write here range of R. It is by definition set of y values which are natural numbers obtained by the relation 2x plus y equal to 10, comma x is also natural number. So here, among these 4 ordered pairs, pick up second coordinates 8, 6, 4, 2. Let us write in increasing order. We can write 2 comma 4 comma 6 comma 8. And hence, even though x and y are natural numbers, the domain of the relation chosen 2x plus y equal to 10 is connecting the elements 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 only to the elements 8, 6, 4, 2, and hence as x belongs to n, y belongs to n, we cannot say domain is set of all natural numbers and the range is set of all natural numbers. Here domain is restricted to only 4 elements, even the range is also restricted to 4 elements. So like that we can find out the domain and range of a given relation. Next we discussion here types of relations. So if you come across types of relations, so in these types of relations, we take the condition B equal to A. That means we are discussing number of, we are discussing a relation defined on a set capital A. I am taking here, let R A to A be a relation. Means its domain is A, range also A. That is the case when B equal to A. So if you take a relation defined on A, I want to discuss here point number 1, reflexive relation. So when do you say this R is reflexive relation? For that we are saying simply R is reflexive if X or X for each X belongs to A. Means it has a domain A. In that domain we have element X. X or X means what? X is connected to X itself, or we can say that is X comma X only. We can write X or X belongs to R for each X belongs to A. So whenever an element of A is chosen, the corresponding element X comma X we call self-image ordered pair. That is X comma X must be the relation. Let us identify through an example here. I am taking capital A has elements same 1, 2, 3, and we are discussing R A to A only. I will define here R1. R1 is a relation containing the ordered pairs 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3 I am taking. So whether this R1 is reflexive or not, you must identify here according to definition. When X belongs to A, corresponding X comma X means the self image ordered pair must be in the relation. See here A has 1. We can see 1 is in capital A, and the corresponding self image ordered pair means 1 is connected to 1. So 1 comma 1. 1 comma 1 is also in R. I can say 2 comma 2 is in capital A, and here 2, 2 is there. We can say 2, 2 belongs to capital R, R1. Next 3 is in capital A, and 3 comma 3 here we have already. So we can say 3 comma 3 is also in capital R1. So we can say because of A has 1, we must see whether 1 comma 1 is in R1, and because of 2 belongs to A, we must check whether 2, 2 is in R1, and because of 3 is in A, we must check 3 comma 3 is in R1. As A has 3 elements, there must be definitely 3 ordered pairs in R1, then only it becomes reflexive relation. Here 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 each is present in R1. We can say from this R1 is reflexive. And let us take one more example where the relation is not reflexive. I will take R2. I am taking a 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. Is it reflexive? Again we have A is 1, 2, 3 only. Again you must check the same. Here 3 is in A, but if 3 is in A, the corresponding self image ordered pair is 3 comma 3. So 3 comma 3 if you take, that is 3 comma 3 is not available here. We can say it is not an element of R2, and hence we can say R2 is not reflexive. Like that we can identify whether a relation is reflexive or not. In particular, we can take for this set is phi the null relation or wide relation is reflexive, is phi reflexive. So if phi is reflexive, it must have the same property. Let us check whether phi is reflexive or not. For that, first of all, phi doesn't contain any ordered pair. That we must remember. So, we are discussing whether wide relation is a reflexive relation or not. You must identify the reflexive property in the relation phi. See, 1 is an element of A, but as phi doesn't contain any element, any ordered pair, in particular 1 comma 1 doesn't belong to phi, we can say. And because of 1 comma 1 doesn't belong to phi, that itself is enough to say that phi is not reflexive. So, phi is not reflexive, we can take, and even we can see here 2 belongs to A, but 2 comma 2 doesn't belong to phi, and hence the same argument follows. Even 3 belongs to A, but 3 comma 3 doesn't belong to phi, and hence we can say it is not reflexive. In fact, no need to search 1 1 2 2 3 3 each. It is enough to see any one of them doesn't belong, and here in particular first one only 1 belongs to A, but 1 comma 1 is not in phi, and because of this 1 comma 1 doesn't belong to phi, we can say or that phi is not at all reflexive, we can say. Next, we discuss here number of reflexive relations. Number of reflexive relations. So, to identify number of reflexive relations, first let us identify the nature of reflexive relation. According to reflexive relation, we have, if you take here suppose A has 1 2 3 1 1 comma 2 2 comma 3 3, these three must be definitely in R, then only the relation can be made as reflexive relation. And here I am taking let n of A equal to n, means A has n elements, and let us denote the elements also. Capital A contains A1, A2, A3 and so on An. So, the elements of A are taken as A1, A2, A3 and so on An, and we have which type of ordered pairs usually we come across. We think of here, we see A1 comma A1, A2 comma A2 and so on An comma An. These are one category of ordered pairs where every element is connected to itself or every element is related to itself, we can say. And the other ordered pairs A1 comma A2, A1 comma A3, it goes like that, A1 comma An. Not only that, we can go for, see here I have written A1 is connected to second element, A1 is connected to third element, A1 is connected to fourth element, A1 is connected to the last element. Next I will take A2, suppose A2 is connected to A1 may be there, A2 is connected to A2, A2 I have written already here, A2 A3, A2 A4 and so on A2 An we can write. Even A3 if you take A3 to A1, A3 to A2, A3 to A4 and so on A3 comma An. Like that we can continue all the elements, and finally you will get here An minus 1 comma An. Like that there are some ordered pairs. How many ordered pairs we have means, as we know already, n of A cross A equal to n square. We can say the listed out ordered pairs here are exactly n square in number. These n square number of ordered pairs are of two types I am taking. This is one part with n ordered pairs. These n ordered pairs are required to make a relation is reflexive. So, here A1 A1 if it is there in the relation, A2 A2 if it is there in the relation, An An if it is also there in the relation, then only the relation is reflexive, and hence we think of this point is required to make the relation are reflexive. To make the relation R reflexive, definitely we must consider A1 A1 in the relation, A2 A2 in the relation, even An comma An in the relation, and hence there is no choice at all for A1 A1, A2 A2, and so on AN AN. We can say each of A1 A1, A2 A2, and so on AN AN must be in the relation. So if you consider these n elements, then only it is possible to make reflexive relation. And what about the remaining ordered pairs? Means from this part to this part, is it necessary to add A1 A2 in the relation? Means let us observe here first the condition. I am taking suppose R1, it is A1 A1 it is there, A2 A2 is there, it goes that AN comma AN is there, and we are adding here A1 comma A2. Because of A1 A1 A2 A2 and so on AN AN, it is reflexive relation. So A1 A2 is there in the relation, it is not at all violating the reflexive property. Or if I delete this element, it is containing only these n elements, it is definitely reflexive. Or I am adding here one more element A1 A2, even A2 A1 also. Means in addition with these n elements, I have included two more, again it is reflexive. Like that, once you include A1 A1, A2 A2, and so on AN AN, the remaining elements may be present in the relation, may not be present in the relation. Definitely the relation becomes a reflexive relation, and hence we must identify here among these n ordered pairs, each must be there in the relation. And what about the remaining number of ordered pairs? As in total there are n square ordered pairs, of which the first category ordered pairs are n in number. The remaining number of ordered pairs is n square minus n we have. So among each of n square minus n ordered pairs, we think of now possible ways. So if I take here A1 comma A2, if we include this A1 comma A2 in the relation, after including A1 A1, A2 A2, and so on AN AN, it doesn't affect the nature of reflexive property, and hence it may be in the relation R, or it may not be in the relation R, and hence we can say there are two ways. So for A1 comma A2, if you consider are not in the relation, definitely the relation is reflexive, because A1 A1 present, A2 A2 present, and so on AN AN also present. And if you take that A1 comma A3, this A1 comma A3, if you consider in the relation, if you delete in the relation, we can say here it is belonging to R or it is not in R. In that case, there are two ways. If you consider A1 comma A3 in the relation becomes reflexive. If you do not consider A1 comma A3 in the relation, even though the relation becomes reflexive, and hence we can say A1 A3 may be included in R or it may not be included in R, we can take, and etc. we can write. Means for the remaining A1 A2, A1 A3, and so on up to AN minus 1 AN, they are exactly n square minus n in total. For all those n square minus n ordered pairs, what are the possible ways? We can discuss here. We are writing here each of AI comma AJ for I not equal to j implies it may be in the relation or it may not be in the relation. In this case, R is reflexive. So first of all, we are observing the logic to identify the number of reflexive relations. The logic here is every element from A1 A1 A2 A2 up to AN AN must be in the relation irrespective of remaining elements. That only in first star I have discussed. To make the relation reflexive, each of A1 A1 A2 A2 and so on AN AN must be considered in the relation R. And after doing first job, you can go for second one. You may include AI comma AJ for I not equal to j, means I not equal to j means first coordinate and second coordinate both are different. So those come under the remaining n square minus n ordered pairs. So applying for these two by fundamental principle of counting, I am writing here A1 A1, A2 A2, and so on AN AN first. For A1 A1 only one way, it must be in the relation. For A2 A2 only one way, it must be in the relation. Even for AN AN also only one way, it must be in the relation. We can say every ordered pair written here must be in the relation to make the relation R1 a reflexive relation. Now here, what about the remaining part? Remaining part means we are talking about the remaining n square minus n ordered pairs. If you take A1, A2, it will have two ways. You may consider in the relation, you may delete the relation, definitely the relation is reflexive. A1, A3 if you take, it will have again two ways. We can say it may be included in the relation or it may be deleted from the relation. Like that it goes an minus 1 comma an. Here also we have two ways. Now, by fundamental principle of counting for multiplication, we discuss here number of reflexive relations. Equals. Let us see first one, 1 into 1 into 1 into and so on into 1. This product is meant for first n elements into, here we got 2 into 2 into 2 into and so on into 2. The first product is meant for exactly n elements, and hence we can say here n ways or n times we can write. And the second one is meant for how many times means it is meant for n square minus n times we can write. So multiplying this product, first one is 1 only, second one is 2 power n square minus n we can write. So it is in total 2 power n square minus n we can write. So there are 2 power n square minus n ways to see that the elements a1 comma a2, a1 comma a1, a1 a2 comma a2 and an comma an are chosen in the given relation. Again, let me repeat here. We find in total 2 power n square minus n ways. Among these 2 power n square minus n ways, definitely a1 present in the relation, a2 present in the relation, even an comma an present in the relation. As these n elements are already considered in the relation, we can say the relation is reflexive, and hence among these 2 power n square minus n ways, you will get a reflexive relation only, and hence we can say the number of reflexive relations is found here now. Number of reflexive relations is 2 power n square minus n. But our question is now number of relations that are not reflexive is. See here, suppose this is the number of relations possible. You can take 2 power n square relations we have. It is of two parts I am taking. It is containing 2 power n square minus n. That is the number of reflexive relations we can say. So in total this much of relations we have, among which already we found 2 power n square minus n relations that are reflexive. So what about these? These are non-reflexive relations we can say. Non-reflexive implies how many? From the total 2 power n square, delete the previous one, 2 power n square minus n we can write. So total number of relations minus number of reflexive relations if you take, that comes under number of relations that are not reflexive. We can write it is 2 power n square minus 2 power n square minus n we can write. And next we discuss the property symmetric relation. Symmetric relation. So again we are taking a relation R defined from A to A. It means R is a relation defined on A we are taking, in which case we can say the relation is symmetric. For that we can discuss here, whenever A or B, that is A comma B ordered pair is in R, then B comma A must be in R. So whenever A is connected to B, definitely you see B must be connected to A. So if A is connected to B and B is connected to A, then we can say the relation is symmetric. Further, we can take an example in the previous one only. If you take A is containing 1, 2, 3 elements, and we are defining here A cross A implies we have 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3 and so on, 3, 3 ordered pairs, and from that I am picking up one thing R1 equal to 1, 2, 2, 1 simply. Here 1, 2 implies 1 and 2 are connected under the relation R1, and 2, 1 implies 2 is and connected to 1. So we can say 1 is connected to 2 and 2 is connected to 1 also. We can say 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 1 both are in R1 implies R1 is symmetric, we can write. And we can take one more example here. Point number 2, R2. See, R2 I am taking 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Here what we can do? So according to symmetric property, if A is connected to B, means first element is connected to second element, definitely that second element must be connected to first element, or simply we can say if you interchange A and B in the ordered pairs, again you will get an ordered pair that is also available in R2. Here 1 comma 2 we have interchange 1 and 2, you will get 2 comma 1, the 2 comma 1 present in R, and even 2 comma 1 we have interchange 2 and 1, you will get again 1 comma 2 that was there in R1, and hence R1 is symmetric. The same we can see here, interchange elements in A comma B ordered pairs. Means we are thinking of now B comma A, that B comma A is again 1 comma 1 only for 1 comma 1, it is belonging to R2. That 2 comma 2 if you take interchange, again you will get 2 comma 2 only, it is in R2, and you interchange 3 comma 3, again you are getting 3 comma 3 only, it is in also in R2, and hence by interchanging 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, we are getting here the elements belonging to same relation, and hence we can say because of these three we can conclude A comma B belongs to R2 implies B comma A is also in R2, therefore R2 is symmetric, we can write. And finally we discuss here transitive relation. Transitive relation means we can see A comma B and B comma C are in relation implies A comma C must be in the relation we can take. What does it mean? First element is connected to second element, and the second element is already connected to third element. In that case, first element must be connected to third element also. That should be A comma C, that should be appearing in the relation. For this, again we take same example, A is containing 1, 2, 3 elements, and I will take here R is a relation containing 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. Whether this is transitive or not, further we check here all possible cases. So here 1 comma 1, if we take 1 comma 1 means 1 is connected to 1 and 1 is connected to again 2. So if we take 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, this 1 comma 2 must be connected, it must give us 1 comma 2. Already 1 comma 2 is there in the relation, so it is in the relation R. And next 1 comma 1, next 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1 if you take, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1 if you take, 1 comma 1 you are getting that 1 comma 1 is there in R, and moreover take first 2 comma 1. We can say here 2 comma 1, next place 1 comma 2. In that case we are getting 2 comma 2. Where we are getting 2 comma 2, it is also in R, and even we can take 1 comma 2, 2 comma 2. 1, 2 and 2 is 2 connected to 2. again first element last element implies 1 comma 2 you are getting, it is also in R. Like that, if you take a pair of elements in which first element is connected to second one and second is connected to third one, in both ways the resulting element is obtained by taking first element and third element. That ordered pair is belonging to the relation according to this transitive property. All these are fulfilled, we can say R is transitive, that we can say. So like that we can discuss different types of relations also, and finally we discuss one example here. I am taking R is a relation containing the elements 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 1 2, 2 1. Is this reflexive? Is this symmetric? Is this transitive? So we can say 1 1, 2 2, 3 3. Each of 1 1, 2 2, 3 3. Of course, when A is taken as 1 comma 2 comma 3 only. So when A is containing 1 2 3, R is defined as 1 1 2 2 3 3 because of 1 1 2 2 3 3 implies reflexive, we can write. It is point number 1. Point number 2, interchange every pair of ordered pairs. On interchanging 1 1, 1 1 only, 2 2, 2 2 only, 3 3, 3 3 only, 1 2 implies you will get 2 comma 1, 2 1 interchange if you implies 1 comma 2, and hence we can say whenever AB is taken in R, consequently B comma A is also in R, implies symmetric, we can write. And in point number 3, the above transitive discussion, we can say 1 is connected to 1 and is connected to 2, 1 2 is connected to 2 and is connected to 1. In this manner we can check, we can see A comma B belongs to R and B comma C belongs to R. As a consequence, A comma C belongs to R also happens, and hence it is transitive also. So like that we can discuss a given relation is reflexive or symmetric or transitive, and of course we can define some other relations also in the next class if possible. And thank you so much.